Hi, welcome to Josie's Joyful Journey, where I show food preservation in a small kitchen. And this is the second of a three-part series on making some freezer meals for a family as a gift. And today we are going to make an enchilada casserole. It's really easy to do, so come join me and let's get going. It's been about 2 minutes. The onions are relatively translucent, so we're just going to take that garlic and put that in there, scoop it on in. And as I've mentioned before, with garlic, you cook it till you smell it, which is about 30 seconds. Get that going, and we're going to have the ground beef ready to plop in there. Yep, there we go. Plop. And you want to break that beef up. Get that cooking down, and the goal with the ground beef when doing this is to break it up into as small pieces as you can. So I'm going to get this cooking and I'll be right back. The ground beef is just about fully cooked. So as it finishes, I'm going to add some chili powder. That's about right. A little bit of cumin and some paprika. And then I'm going to give this a good stir. Let those flavors of those spices bloom. You know, this really needs more. Egg! I don't want to take this off because otherwise it's going to just ploop in there. Okay. But we want lots of good seasoning. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this off, because the ground beef is fully cooked, and I'm going to set this aside to let it cool off, and then I'll come back and we will start assembling. Our ground beef mixture has cooled, and I already made one over here just so that I can experiment with it. And what I'm doing is I'm making it in these smaller little tins. That way it's just a lot more doable for a small family. And I've already portioned out the rest of the ground beef mixture right here. So what we're going to start out with is just pour a little bit of the enchilada sauce on the bottom, and then just take the ground beef, put that down there at the bottom, and I've got some green onions that I've chopped up, so I'm going to take about half of what's left, put those in there. Then I've got some, I love using the thick shreds. And then put some cheese in here. We are not going to skimp on the cheese on this. And then what I like doing with these is I will tear these in half. Probably would be easier if I were to, you know, cut them in half ahead of time, but why would I want to do something that logical? Okay, so what I do is I place it, and I'll kind of try to hold it up so that you can see. So, see, like that. And then we put, of course that kind of shifted it. Pour more of the enchilada sauce in there. Spread that around. We're going to plop the rest of that ground beef in there. Make sure we get all the goodness. Spread that out nice and even, and then the rest of the green onions. It's a good thing I grabbed 2 bags of cheese because, yeah. Get a nice good layer of cheese there. And then once again, we are going to stagger these with the half pieces of tortilla. Even when I make a full-size casserole, I still will edge them like this. And one last piece, and oh no, there's a little extra piece there. Whatever we can do with it. Okay, dump the rest of that in there, and top it off with a bunch more cheese. It's hard to go wrong when adding cheese. Okay. And a little more. There we go. So, what I'm doing is I've got the aluminum foil and I'm just spraying it and then setting it in here. And then these come with, oh, I should have grabbed this sooner. These actually come with these lids that fold out. So I'll be putting those on there, and I'll be putting the cooking directions right on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the freezer, and then I'll get these labeled, put those on there, and that is one more dish that is ready to give as a gift. Hopefully this is something that you'll be able to adapt to your situation, and I will see you next time when we go to make the third dish.